friends, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to Night and Day. We are here going to go to the riverbank to draw or paint. The painters I met yesterday are on exactly the same spot today. I hope they remember their offer. Look for Renee and ask him. Greet them like you belong there. I think we should still look for him and ask him. I don't want to just assume. I'm almost sure they remember me from yesterday, but just in case, I better ask Renee before taking possession of my painting spot. I've only met once. He's chatting with the two other painters. Renee, he turns to look at me and his frown transforms into an almost nice smile. Ah, there you are, the country boy who ran away to become an artist in the city of light. That's not what... He cuts my words before I can correct his embarrassing description of my person. If you like that spot, it's yours. There was a guy who used to paint there, but we haven't seen him in ages. Our bet is he went back to his family's farm. That or he got fed up with earning so little and found a decent job. In a factory, perhaps. They share a condescending grin, so reassuring. Oh, by the way, I'm Henry, and this is Martin. They come closer and shake my hand. Their smiles are warmer and nicer than before, which is quite a relief. Pleased to meet you. I hope you'll show us your painting skills. Of course, I can't wait to start. They go back to their easels after some encouraging words, and I get all my materials ready. What should I paint today? The river and the bridge, I guess. I start working, focused on humming an old tune. Around an hour later, Renee and Henry approach my easel to peer at my work over my shoulder. What do you think? Nice. Yes, you're doing fine. Keep up the good work. Henry pats my shoulder and goes back to his painting spot. Martin and two other painters come closer then. Oh, you're painting the bridge. Yes, and the river. Do you like it? They hum and nod in agreement. You've still a way to go, but you're doing great. It's a nice painting. Who's this? Emile, come here. What do you think of the art of this youngster? I believe Emile is one of the potentials. Hopefully he moves a little over here. Over there, technically, I'm so you guys can see him better. Oh, there you go. A new country kid. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I believe he's in his 30s. Don't swear in front of the boy, you'll scare him off. The man called Emile frowns and leans in to study my half-done canvas closely. After a couple of minutes, he straightens up and looks back at me with an indifferent face. I heard them telling you were doing fine. Did you believe their words, boy? Well, I trail off. I don't know what to say. What is he implying? You have no grasp of perspective or color. Look at those boats. Are they floating in the air? And does the bridge look that color to you? Not to mention the river itself, of course. It takes a lot of faith to believe that is a running water. That's enough feedback, I think. Thank you, but honestly, if this is a sample of your talent, you better go back to your village and take care of the hens or whatever you used to do there. Paris is a highly competitive art scene, boy. I'm sure you're aware of that. So please don't let those well-intentioned but wrong comments lead you on. You're not ready to be a painter. We're not talking back to him. Hell no. Ignore him. I turn my back to that infuriating guy and pretend to keep on painting, deaf to his words. It seems to work, because a moment later Renee and Martin approach me again and Emile is seemingly gone. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked Emile. He can be a jerk sometimes. Yes, take his words with a grain of salt. There is no need to be so rude about it. That means what I think it means. They also think I suck as an artist. My confidence is dropping. I let out an annoyed huff and started to pack my painting tools, ignoring their apologetic smiles. Enough painting for today. Paul, you're back early. I try to smile back at her. I told you I'd help you close the shop, remember? Well, that's true. Thank you. You can start by tidying up inside first. I'll join you in a minute. Dennis is already at home and starting the dinner preparations. When we finish with the shop and go upstairs. It smells nice. He's making some kind of soup and baked potatoes, but my mood is too sour to enjoy the food. Natalie prepares some grilled vegetables and a sauce, and we sit down to eat. The happy couple chattering cheerfully and eyeing in a moody silence. You're very quiet, Paul. Is something wrong? Yes, tell us. How did those painters treat you today? Exactly what I needed. Venting my frustration. Everything was going just fine until a really harsh guy came and started criticizing my painting. Like everything I did was wrong. He basically said my art sucks and I've got no talent whatsoever. Oh dear, some people can't keep their thoughts to themselves. I don't tell them the worst part, the part where it seems all the other painters think he's too straightforward but right. Don't pay attention to that guy. Don't pay that guy any attention. Probably just jealous because he's a nobody with zero talent. I bet. I didn't get to see his art, but that Emile didn't look like anything special. Dennis raises his eyebrows in surprise. Emile? Could that be Emile Girardon? Slightly shorter than me, brown hair, goatee. I nod with a frown. Don't tell me Dennis knows that jerk. But that's what it seems, because Dennis leans back on his chair and seems deep in thought for a long moment. Is that so? Who is that guy? Come on, tell me. He scratches the back of his head and lets out a sigh. In fact, Emile something is one of the most famous painters you can meet at the riverbank. What? Seriously, but it looks so ordinary. Looks sometimes are deceiving. His paintings are solid. Oh my god. His paintings are sold in some of the best art galleries in Paris, and he has solo exhibitions, which is something very few artists can say. Oh. So, I don't know how to say this, but if he told you your art is not good enough yet, then he's surely right. He shrugs while I consider drowning myself in my bowl of soup. Look, Paul, I know you two have started on the wrong foot, but it would be really good for you if you could ask him for some pointers in order to improve. You won't find a better teacher than him. Ask around. Every painter in the riverbank will tell you so. I lift my eyes from my food depressed. Do you expect me to ask him for art lessons after the way he treated me today? If he's half as good as they say, wouldn't it be useful to try? I ignored his ass though. I look at the two of them back and forth. Honestly, I don't know what to think anymore. I'm feeling too down to think clearly right now. Suddenly, Dennis hits the table with the palm of his hand, shocking Natalie and me, and offers us a toothy grin. Hey, I know what Paul needs. He's coming to the 55 with us tonight. What did I miss? Oh, right. Paul, what you need now is to go out and entertain yourself. Dennis plays tonight at the 55 Jazz Club. I don't know if I'm in the mood. But Dennis is ignoring me, plotting with Natalie as if I was right in front of them. And we can introduce him to Ferdinand. What do you think? He has that naughty expression on his face that makes me suddenly afraid of who this Ferdinand guy could be. If it's anything like the guy in Fire Emblem. Ah, you're a bad guy, Dennis. And there is my confirmation. Look, guys, I think... Come here, Paul. Let me do something with that lifeless hair of yours. Dennis, you're in charge of tidying up the kitchen. Oi! Captain? What? Hey, but be quick at the bathroom. I had to pimp myself up. Primp, not pimp. Primp myself, too. I'm the one who has to go up on the stage, you know. Natalie dismisses him with a wave of her hand. You don't need much grooming. You're already handsome as you are. Ah, my darling. They're so cute. Natalie dodges his grabby hands and pulls me to the bathroom, where she proceeds to soak my whole head. What the hell? My new roommates might be a bit crazy, but I guess I'll have to put up with them for a while. They seem like genuinely nice people. Like, I've had worse roommates, so you can't say you're living in Paris until you have tried the cafes and the jazz clubs of Saint Germain Depressed? Fuck, I don't know these words. The Café de Flore, the Club Saint it's not German, it's Germain. The Tableau? I don't know. I'm speaking a foreign language at this point. Honestly, I've never heard about those places, but Dennis's enthusiasm is contagious. What kind of people frequent those clubs? Only the best kind, unless you're into politics, are you? I shake my head confused. No, why? Ah, good then. Paul, take my advice and don't get mixed up with any dangerous activity, you hear me? Yeah, politics? Yeah, that's dangerous. Dangerous? If you are sitting at a table and they start talking about communism, syndicalism, I don't know, or libertarian socialism, just get up and go to another table. Don't get involved. I have no idea what all that is. Are they dangerous to say? God bless youth and a country education. No, they aren't dangerous per se, but they tend to attract trouble, and now Natalie and I are responsible for your well-being. So the less problems you get mixed with, the better, okay? If you say so. Will there be artists in the 55? Of course, artists, yes, lots of them. Their patrons are usually writers, journalists, painters, university students. You'll love it. That sounds great. We arrive at the Rue de Rennes, a huge black doorman and a red carpet with golden buttons lit it. All these words I don't know. Let us pass, and we go through a single door, very plain looking. We go down a narrow staircase and arrive at what looks like a cave. Ooh! The place is cramped, smoke-filled cellar. Although at first it's difficult to see through the smoke. There's a stage at the back with string quartet and a trumpet player playing some lively jazz music. Jazz clubs are usually located in cellars because the music at late hours is less likely to disturb the neighbors. Clever, right? I nod while looking around and trying to take in the scene in front of me. Oh, Nat, look, it's Boris Vian? Do you know who he is, Paul? The name sounds familiar. A writer, right? Yes, but he's also a trumpet player and he writes reviews for the Jazz Hot. I need to be brilliant tonight. I want him to write a good review for my quintet. You better go meet your group and warn them then. Dennis touches up his hair, gulping nervously, and leaves for the stage area. I was gonna say it right now. Let's have a drink, Paul. Do you usually drink? Alcohol, you mean? No, not usually, but if it's just one drink, I guess I don't mind. Great! She links her arms with mine and drags me to the bar area. We sit down on 2 high bar stools. There's a rather good view of the stage from here, so I guess we can stay at the bar while we watch Dennis perform. Ferdinand! Hey, Ferdinand! Oh, he looks so handsome. You look kind of grumpy too. Are you okay? A slim and tall barman comes from the other side of the counter. Oh, he's a bartender? Other side of the counter. His expression is incredibly serious. Good evening, Natalie. Same as always. Yes, please, and something not too strong for a friend here. He's not used to alcohol. Look at the way he's staring at me. The guy studies me in silence for a long moment, as if he was weighing me up. His face never loses that solemn expression. I'll make him a cocktail. By the way, this is Paul, our new roommate and part-timer. He politely nods with the slightest shine of interest in his eyes. This is Ferdinand. He's a good friend of ours. His sister is a singer in Dennis's quintet. Oh, really? Pleased to meet you. I'm looking forward to listening to your sister. She has an amazing voice and stage presence. You'll see. Aw, he's smiling. Ferdinand nods and I catch a shadow of a proud smile on his face. And then it goes back to serious. Ooh, Paul, don't look now, but Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir are sitting in front of the stage. You know who they are, right? Writers too, like Boris Vian. Or however you pronounce his name. I'm just gonna start saying the first name if I know how to pronounce it. Sartre? Or Sartre? is more a philosopher than a novelist, and both he and his partner are political activists. The kind Dennis told me are dangerous. Daddy looks at me with surprise for a moment and then bursts out laughing. Don't take things so literally, Paul. Well, I guess you're right in a way, but I doubt Sartre? I don't know. Whatever had problems with the government. He was a hero of the resistance during the Nazi occupation after all. I look at the short, spectacled man with a new respect. He must be really brave. This is a lucky night for Dennis's quintet, with so many distinguished people in the public. Sartre loves some jazz, but he rarely comes because he loathes crowded spaces with too much smoke. Clever man indeed. So are there any artists here today? And he looks around, studying the occupants of the surrounding tables. That one over there with the mop of curly hair. That's Alberto something, a famous sculptor. I think he paints too. Your crew may like to try to see him better, but the club is too dark and full of people so I can barely see the back of his head. Look, Dennis and Ophelia are about to begin. I turn to look at the stage where a circle of light has suddenly appeared, in contrast with the previous half-darkness. A young black woman in a red sequin dress walks forwards with her high heels until her high heels are touching the front edge of the stage. She drags the microphone there and settles it by her side with a confident smile. Behind her, the musicians take their places, and there comes Dennis with his sax. One of the guys sits at the piano, another at the drums, while the others carry a... Sorry, I had to listen to the music. Others carries a bass. The pianist starts singing and the woman answers each of the lines with an increasingly powerful voice. If I thought it was going to be boring, I was wrong. This song is cheerful and a bit naughty. Since the main singer is sitting at the piano, the task of interacting with the public falls on Ophelia. She winks and smirks at the people sitting on the tables, taking the slightly saucy lyrics into racy territory with her seductive movements. At one moment, she even leans in and tugs at the tie of one of the men in the audience, with a devilish grin going dangerously close to his face, before letting him go and walking towards the back of the stage with an exaggerated sway of her hips, dragging the mic with her. Whoa, I might not be into girls, but this Ophelia is certainly something. I've never seen any musical performance remotely so sensual in my life. But imagine if she acted like this in my village. All those middle-aged housewives would have a heart attack. I spy her brother out of the corner of my eye. The barman watches his sister with the same serious face as before. His eyes shine with emotion, but his jaw is tense. How does he feel when he sees his sister singing and acting in such an openly sexual way? She's really good. He must be proud of her. Oh, he's so cute. He's like a proud brother. Ferdinand nods, pressing his lips together with just a hint of a smile. He's not very talkative. I told you she was good and really sexy, right? I guess? Don't ask me. Come on, especially not in front of her brother. Dennis can't shine in this song, but you'll get the chance to listen to him doing a solo later. Oh great! The song finishes and we all clap and cheer, not clear. I was gonna say clear loudly. Cheer loudly, enthusiastically. We start another song. Natalie and I watch them while commenting about some other people in the audience she knows. The quintet finishes their gig after 40 minutes or so. Dennis had a couple of solos where he stayed under the main spotlight and played and made his instrument speak for minutes. And this is where we are going to stop for today. I believe Emile and Ferdinand are the 2 out of the 4 love interests. I could be wrong, but technically I'm gonna count them for now. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.